Hey everyone, this is Once Bitten. Welcome to Game 5 of Brawler Bash 2014. I'm my Empire versus a Dark Elf army, and if you follow my channel, and if you follow it really closely, um, you know this is a very significant game. I mean, we're playing on table 8, so we're not, we're not probably not in contention for winning the tournament. It's not really that, as much as this. If you've asked me what army do I fear playing, I would say I fear Dark Elves with all their mobility, everything strong about them, especially when they bring Hellebrand, because I don't know how you deal with her. And that's what I got. This is actually the brother of the guy that beat me in game 2. And I'm running to a clubmate saying, before the game starts, I'm like, give me some advice. I never have figured out how to beat him. And he's like, yeah, I got nothing for you. So I can say that this is also the reason why I brought Lore Fire, because I like fire against elves, and elves were the one army, any kind of elf army, were the armies I was most worried about in the tournament. So my guess is I probably came across really intense in this game because I was really worried about it. I've been stressing about this game, and here it is. It happened. So it's a regular battle line. You get extra points for every character that you kill, and you get additional points. If your battle standard is alive, bearer is alive at the end of the game, and stuff like that. I'm using a card that means I get 500 extra points if I kill the general, which by the way is Hellebrand. She's not actually too hard to kill if you can keep anybody near her alive. So I figured that this actually was good luck for me, because if I don't kill her, that probably means that I've lost the game anyway. And for me to win the game, I'm going to have to kill her anyway. So there you go. But this game, I mean, this is a perfect game 5 for me for this tournament. This was my biggest fear. The guy I'm playing with, I really respect him as a general. I think he does a great job, and he's bringing a list. Oh, this is a list. So starting on the right, he's got some Dark Riders, some Warlocks, 2 Bolt Throwers. Then he's got a horde of, looks like 32 Witch Elves, something like that, with Crone Hellebrand. Yeah, they've got double frenzy. They've got the Witch Elves alone, in a 10 wide front arc, have 4 attacks apiece, plus 2 extra ranks. So you're looking at 60 attacks, re-rolling to hit, hitting on 3s, re-rolling to hit. Wounding not great, but re-rolling 1s to wound. Plus you have Crone, who has 7 attacks, plus D3, re-rolling to hit. At strength 10, re-rolling 1s. I mean, they eat anything. He has a Death Hag BSB. I don't know where it is, except I think it's with the Executioners. I'm pretty sure it's with the Executioners. Toloris Dreadbringer with the Executioners, so they have double frenzy. So Executioners with 30 attacks on the front line, plus 2. Oh my gosh, anything they touch in my army, Halberdiers, Demigryphs, Knights, Karl Franz, it doesn't matter. They erase anything I have. It's got Warlocks in front of him, Dark Riders to the left. Yeah, he has a level 4 Lore of Life, which is interesting, but he has a bunch of characters, so that's a pretty smart move to help keep them alive. He's got 2 more Bolt Throwers, and behind them he has a Master on Dark Pegasus. I was very happy to see him all the way on the left, because I think he'd be a great option to go against my War Machines, and I have time where I don't have to worry about him too much. Of course, he has a lot of options for my War Machines. On the far left, he has some more Dark Riders, and his Shades were not able to come in behind my line, so he put him all the way over there, and I was pretty happy about that as well. Handgunners are on the far left. I did that because it was my first drop, and I was trying to get my opponent to drop over here, thinking I'm going to spread out. I put some Demigryphs for the exact same reason. I put them left of center, trying to draw my opponent out. Plus, I like Demigryphs for trying to the extent they can, clear away chaff. I can go after Bolt Throwers, and I might consider putting them into a unit if they can get a flank charge. Got my 10 archers, hoping to be able to redirect them, stank, and then everything else is on my back line. I've got my knights with the Karl Franz and the warrior priest, my halberdiers with the warrior priest, my level 4s in there just to keep them safe, my battle standard bearers in there. Archer attachment is 3 inches in front of them, going up to try to redirect. My Hellblaster is very vulnerable, but it is where it is. I don't want to waste the Hellblaster shooting at fast cav, but I will if I have to. I wanted to be able to shoot at those Witch Elves. Magic doesn't do any good against the Witch Elves because Hellebrand gives a extra +4 to dispel, so +8 to dispel spells when it targets the Witch Elves. The structure the hill where the Hellblaster is, that's impassable, but it's only those 4 things coming up. The hill itself is not impassable. So anything on his right can't charge my Hellblaster, so it's got to come right in front of it to charge it. Obviously, I have a Hurricanum, 2 cannons, my Master Engineer, and more Demigryphs. So he Vanguards up already, of course, and he rolls the turn to go first. Actually, you have 2 chances in this tournament called your Lucky Day card, where you can take a roll and instead of rolling it, say automatically get a 7, or you can use it to nullify your opponent's card that they're using. Well, my opponent's using a benefit that he automatically gets to go first. I use my last Lucky Day card so he doesn't get it, and we roll off, and he wins the roll anyway. So he moves up. I'm really scared. I don't need him. I need him hanging back. It looks like this. The Warlocks are going to be throwing their direct damage spell at my Hellblaster. And over here on the left, I care not at all about the handgunners. He's welcome. Matter of fact, the fact that the shades are kind of all the way to the left because of them, I'm very happy about. He opens up 2 bolt throwers at this unit of Demigryphs and only kills 1, and I pass my panic. Very happy about that. I'll take it. These guys open up my handgunners. They kill 5. I couldn't care either way, but that's cool because at least I get 5 shots on my next turn. And we go to Empire turn 1. So overall, it looks like that. I need to move my knights up a little bit because I want to reform them into my 3-wide position because I think that's the only thing that might work. I have some ideas about how I might be able to deal with Hellebron, but they're fuzzy. But I need to move them up so I can reform. I move the steam tank up d6. I move my halberdiers up just a little bit. My redirectors go up. The first turn shooting. Other things that are happening. Let's try this. Yeah, there we go. So the Demigryphs charged his Warlocks that were there and they fled. That's great for me. That means that, I guess on his turn he can rally and scoot back around. But at least for the moment, they're kind of not right up in my business. I redirect to his other fast cav. He sticks, and I fail the charge. So can't complain too much about it. My Hellblaster really only has 1 target that's worth shooting at, and that's the Warlocks. And I'm happy enough about that. But I made a mistake during the movement phase. I forgot to move my Master Engineer up to help the Hellblaster volley gun. And once I went to magic phase and went to shooting, I didn't want to ask to move him like that, and because I think my opponent should say no. He's a nice guy, so he might have said yes, and I just didn't want to put him in that situation. So that sucks, because I don't need him with the cannons. I need him with the Hellblaster, and he wasn't there for it. Over here, I move this guy up. Executioners can't charge me because the guys in the way don't have anything else to charge to get out of the way. His Master can charge me, and he's welcome to. His Dark Riders can charge me, and I would love them to. I think that would feed me combat res. So I kind of want to force that Master to charge these guys. I think I have a chance of sticking around for a while. I might beat him eventually. Who knows? But that's kind of what I want him to do. Handgunners kill 2 of these fast calves, so it doesn't really matter, but it's better than nothing. I have a cannon that opens up, and I think my steam tank shoots at one of these fire bolt throwers and kills 1, so that's nice. Another cannon hits. So another cannon hits one of these and rolls a 1 to wound, so I don't wound it. The other cannon hits it, and I roll a single wound. And then it goes through and kills a Warlock. I swear. I've said it in previous battle reports. There's something going on this weekend where I'm rolling a 1 to wound everything. Whoa. The Hellblaster opens up, and because I do not have the Master Engineer, I only kill 3 of the Warlocks, and that's not great. So, Dark Elf turn 2, the Warlocks charge my Chaff unit, which normally wouldn't be a big deal, but I really kind of want that Chaff unit because he has a bunch of Witch Elves that I need to slow down. It's already turn 2. They're not that close to me. I have Fulminating Flame Cage on the Executioners. That's why they didn't move. That spell was a dream. So it slowed the Executioners down, and that is absolutely wonderful. If the Executioners on his next turn are able to charge my Demigryphs, I don't care. They're welcome to do it, because now I think it'll just kind of take him out of the game. And my best hope is to kill everything in his army except one of those 2 hordes. I don't think I can. That's my best hope. I don't think I have any chance of killing both hordes. So I'm really happy. The fulminating flame cage going off was absolutely huge. I'm very, very happy about that. Yeah, my guys don't have a chance. Over here, he charges with his master. I would have been happier if he was on a 50 mil base and I could attack with all three. But even with two, demigryphs are hard to wound, and there are strength 5, so I think I might be okay there. His fast cav charge by handgunners, I don't care. And over here, I think a bolt thrower hits. He tried a single bolt and only killed one. He failed to wound the second one. And his bolt throwers open up my demigryph knights and kill one. I pass my panic test. After combat, the Dark Riders on the left kill my handgunners and run off the table. I love that. Now that when they come back on, they can't march, and so it just slows them down from getting where the real action is. Warlocks only kill 4. They don't kill 5, which, whatever. And my last remaining archer punks 1. I was very happy with that. I was very, very, very happy with that. And over here, yeah, the Master Engineer does 3 wounds to my guys. I was really surprised about that. I was only able to do 1 wound to him, and he wins. I'm not steadfast, and yet I stick. So I was very surprised he was able to do 3 wounds on me. But hey, I'll take it. I will take it. Empire turn 2. I really like that his units are so far back. I mean, I know it's only turn 2. He's only had 2 turns to move, but I fear that at turn 2 he'd be all of my business, and he's not. So I'm fairly happy so far. I don't want to get my knights up close to his witch elves, so I charge my warrior priest out of the knight unit, and he hits the flank of the warlock. Very happy about that. I don't know if I'm going to win that, but I have a chance. What I can't have happen is have his warlock win this battle on my turn. On his turn, boom, he discharges the Hellblaster volley gun. I can't have that happen. So that's why I sent the warrior priest in there. During magic, I'm going to try to magic his fast cav off the table so that I can shoot my Hellblaster volley gun at the witch elves. You notice, by the way, that my Master Engineer is up there this time. These guys are coming up. I like their position. Basically, both of his units are going to have to charge something else, in which case it's probably a failed charge, or they're going to have to pass a Leadership 7 rerollable, or they're going to have to charge these guys. And I'm going to flee and get away, and they're going to have a failed charge. I love it. And my thinking, too, is I want Fulminating Flame Cage off on one of these units. If I get that, and then he fails his frenzy and has to charge, boom, 2/3 of the unit is dead. That's the goal. Charge fast cav on the far right. He flees and runs off the table. Yeah, there's this combat. And I get Fulminating Flame Cage off. So normally he gets +8 to Dispel, but he was stopping other spells. And at this point he had no dice left, so his +8 didn't matter. And I got it off. So it kills a few of them. And this actually might also have been after shooting. The Hellblaster opened up and killed a few of them. Not as many as I'd like, but some. Cannon takes care of... There's a bolt thrower. Took the last wound off one, and the other one actually failed his panic and can't shoot next turn. So I think that's very nice. If you look at the very top, see his warlocks? Remember when they fled the charge, and I said the next turn they could rally and come back around and be a threat? They failed to rally. They didn't go off the board. They're on by like a millimeter. But now, when they rally, they can't march and move or anything because it's not the turn after the turn they fled a charge. So they're not out of the game, but they are back at the back line, which I like very much. After combat, I couldn't do any wounds to him. Amazingly, he couldn't do any wounds to my remaining archer. He may have gone after my warrior priest. I don't know. Either way, I won combat. He ran away, and I reformed. You'll notice there's 4 Dark Riders there. Yeah, so I killed one, obviously. I'm guessing that was a magic missile spell or something like that. And I can't believe I didn't have the Hellblaster shoot at them just because they were a threat, but I think I was just so focused on trying to get the Witch Elves down while I could that I went ahead and shot at them. And over here, yeah, this time it's a draw. It's a push. I mean, he doesn't do any wounds to me this time, so we're all sticking around. Again, this actually works very well for me. If I can ever win combat on my opponent's turn, that's always ideal because I can reform and then charge on my turn. Dark Elf turn 3. Yeah, I didn't get Fulminating Flame Cage off like I said, I thought I did, because if I did, he wouldn't have moved. Anyway, he failed both of his Leadership 7 rerollables, so he didn't have to charge my archers, and he just gets his battle lines in order like that. He does not. He doesn't. He's on Snake Eyes to rally his Warlock. He runs away, hits the woods, fails his dangerous terrain, fails his 4 board save, and dies. Which probably wouldn't matter. He probably would have ran off the board anyway eventually, but still, kind of funny. Fast Cav on the left, come back on and move up. This was crazy. So his shades shoot at my archers, and I mean, yes, I think they moved. They may or may not have. It's probably long range, double tap. I'm a skirmisher. Even then, he's sitting on 5s and wounding on 4s, and with all those shots, he does like a single wound. He was trying to force a panic test, and I think I'm within 18 inches of the general, so I think I would have been on a 10 regardless, but nevertheless, he just didn't even wound him. Ideally, I would rather have him have wounded more and then me pass my panic, because the way I'm setting it up, if his executioners ever charge him, I don't want him to break me from combat. I want him to kill me to a man, because if he breaks me from combat, he can line the charge up to where the angle is such that he can come back towards my line. But if he kills me to a man, he has to overrun, which means during my movement phase, I can determine that direction. So this seemed like bad luck for him. I actually would have preferred if he had killed a few more, as long as I passed my Leadership 10 panic. Somehow, some way, his fast cav went from 4 to 2, and I can't fathom how that was, but somehow, some way, instead of 4, there were 2. But with 2, he could make that charge. With 4, he couldn't make that charge. He couldn't squeeze in. It's really weird. I just have no recollection of how that happened. Anyway, but 2 Dark Riders charge my Hellblaster. That really sucks. I mean, he's almost certainly going to win. Just kill him, and now I can't shoot at his Witch Elves. I need to shoot at his Witch Elves because I can't rely on magic to get them. Over here after combat, yeah, look at that. I killed his master and then just can turn and face his bolt thrower, which is fantastic. Now I could have faced the flank of his executioners and could have got the charge. There's a chance I killed his level 4 Lore of Life spellcaster, and I would have killed a few executioners. In hindsight, that's probably what I should have done, because then the best he could have done would be to reform and face me. And then if he beats me in combat, he overruns totally away from everything. I think, though, what would have happened is on his turn, when he faced me, he'd kill me to a man and just reform. It still would have slowed him down. In hindsight, that's what I should have done. I don't know why I faced the bolt thrower. Okay, let me go back to what I was saying about the Dark Riders. I think the Dark Riders charged in with 4 and just totally whiffed their attacks. When all said and done, he only killed 1 crew member of the Hellblaster volley gun. And I guess we killed 2 of him. Either way, he won combat and I stuck, which was nice. So then I was going to charge the halberdiers into him, but at the time they couldn't make the charge because I would have to wheel all the way around and my archer was in the way. So instead I just charged my BSB out of the unit into their flank. I'm hoping he can save the Hellblaster volley gun. Look how far back his Witch Elves and his executioners are. That's what I need. And now my archers are right up in his executioner's business. I guarantee you I'm going to try to get Fulminating Flame Cage off on them. And then I hope they fail their test and have to charge. And if they don't charge, they're stuck there and I just get more turns to magic them. So far, things are working out as well as I could hope. I'd really like to get those Dark Riders dead so my Hellblaster volley gun can join in the party and shoot at stuff. On the top right, Demigryphs move around. I'd like to take out that bolt thrower. I don't want to charge in a unit of Demigryphs against any of these big units, but I am willing to do, if I can charge Demigryphs into a flank of a unit and the other unit of Demigryphs into another flank so they can't reform, I'll do that all day long. With the exception of Hellebron. I think Hellebron eats the unit of Demigryphs. Anyway, still not sure how I'm going to deal with her. Yeah, very happy with this. Very, very happy. I wonder if this is what I was thinking why I went after the bolt thrower, because I liked what the archers were going to do with the executioners. There's the BSB. I'm rooting for them. After combat, yeah. They either did none or maybe 1 wound to my Hellblaster, but they didn't kill it. BSB killed them and then just reformed. And he's pointing at the Witch Elves saying, "Bring it, Hellebron. Walk into this death zone that is my Hellblaster volley gun. The bolt thrower's dead, so that's very, very nice. And I turn to face the other bolt thrower and/or his flank. Now, this is again is another situation. If I charge his flank at the rear of the executioners, my hope is that he does enough wounds to me that I don't die, but he wins combat, and then he has to pursue me back towards his back table edge. That would be awesome, with fulminating flame cage preferably. So let's see. On his magic phase, he got irresistible flesh of stone on his unit. He charged my archers and easily again. I forgot to take a picture. I'm sorry, but basically the way he charged him, if he didn't kill him to a man and they broke, he would have chased him towards my lines. But because he killed him to a man, he could only overrun, and it just plopped way over here. This is turn 4. It's going to take him turn 5 just to turn towards my lines, and then maybe do something turn 6. Very happy about that. I'm still not sure what to do with the Witch Elves except to shoot and magic them as much as I can, and then do a last-ditch charge. So overall, it looks like that. So, yeah, the Witch Elves are being held up by my lone archer. He could have charged the archer, and he would have killed him and overrun and offered his flank, certainly to my general's unit and possibly to my halberdiers. That's why I guess is why he didn't want to do that. There's also the possibility I might have got. I think this was the turn that I got fulminating flame cage off on him. I think. And he just didn't want to move. So anyway, my turn. My demigryphs come up and sit right behind the Witch Elves. I just want to be there to help in the future when I can. Demigryphs charge the warlocks that rallied a while ago. They moved up. I was thinking demigryphs should be able to handle them fairly easily. And I love my archer, my one remaining archer, just sitting there right in front of the Witch Elves. Now I'm moving my troops up a little bit because I do want to charge the Witch Elves. I've got my Hellblaster volley gun going to go at them. And hopefully some magic, but that's only if I can bleed off some of his dispel dice. I sent the steam tank over towards the executioners because I figured, one, if I hit him, I'm going to do a bunch of wounds, and I'm probably going to eventually lose the steam tank, but I might hold them in place for a while. And if I didn't make it, I can still lay down a strength 4 breath weapon because I misfired on my turn and I actually have 6 steam points. So I'm looking to lay down a strength 4 template, but I forgot that he had flesh to stone up. He's actually toughness 5, so it's not going to kill a ton, but it's better than nothing. There's this, my heroes. There's that. And thank you, Hellblaster volley gun. Now this unit still has Witch Elves alone. Let's see, 9 times 4, 36 attacks on the front rank, plus the back rank, plus Hellebron. So I have really depleted this unit. It is not manageable yet. But oh my gosh. I think what happened here, this was not Hellblaster volley gun, I don't think. I think this was magic. I think I did a 3 dice fireball at him, and he couldn't dispel it. He just didn't have the dice, or he failed to roll it, whatever it was. I think this was magic, and I just cut them in half, which was very helpful. Not helpful enough, but it's helpful. And then the Hellblaster opens up, and thank you, now they're manageable. I don't know what to do about Hellebron, but they're manageable. The bad thing is it got him to where my archer's no longer blocking him, but I'm not sure I care that much anymore. The warlocks take 0 wounds and kill a demigryph knight. I was so surprised by that combat. But when some people have 4-up ward, I mean, I'm hitting on 4s, I'm wounding on 2s, but then he's saving half, and sometimes a half doesn't a half, he saves all of them. Very disappointed with the performance there. So Dark Elves turn 5. I don't know if he tried to charge and failed or what. I think he did, and it just looks like that. Executioners just reform, and now the most they can do, I think, is charge my steam tank on Dark Elf turn 6, and the best he can do is get those points, and the Executioners have been taken out of the game. I'll take it. I need to figure out a way how to get points for those Witch Elves. One way to do it would be the Hellblaster volley gun, but I never trust it. After combat, it's just a big push over there. We go to Empire turn 5, and I tell you what my mistake was here. Well, I don't know. I think a couple options. Here's what I did. Charge demis in the rear of the warlocks, charge my night bus into Hellebron, and otherwise I am as you can see me. Now one trick I'm trying to do is get Fulminating Flame Cage off on the executioners, and then I cast the bound spell with the Hurricanum to make them spin, and that would activate the Flame Cage and kill 2/3 of the unit. I got Fulminating Flame Cage off, and then I did that spell, and I scored a direct hit, and so I just need to roll a 3, and I rolled a 2. So they took like a bunch of his models took like a strength 2 hit or some crap like that. Oh my gosh! If I could have spun them, that would have killed 2/3 of the unit. It was so awesome. I think other things I could have done. I think when you charge Hellebron, one thing to do is to put enough units in multiple sides of them so that no matter what she kills, you get attacks on her. And that's what I should have done. I should have taken the Demigryphs into the rear of the Witch Elves, my Knights in the front. Hellebron would have killed a bunch of stuff, but at the end of the day, I think I could have killed her. That being said, he issued a challenge with Hellebron because the mistake I made is I put my champion touching Hellebron, which forced him to get in a challenge with Hellebron. And so she killed my champion, and then I could kill the rest of her unit. If my champion was not put where he was, my opponent would have had a difficult decision to make, because if he takes a challenge with his champion, he can kill a bunch of knights instead of just my champion. But if anybody's left, they can attack Hellebron. It was just real weird. I'm gonna have to play against her a little bit more to figure out the best way to handle her. Anyway, it looks like that. Yeah, so I'm going to make way with Karl Franz in the front left. We're going to kill the rest of the unit, so I get all the Witch Elves, but I really need to kill Hellebron, and this turn, she's just going to kill the champion. There's that. And after combat, look at the very top. The Demigryphs beat the Warlocks, didn't kill them all, and we ran them down. You can see the reform I made. I had 2 rank and file units touching Hellebron, so when I reformed, I had to keep 2 people touching them, so I didn't put my characters in base-to-base contact, and I didn't really want to anyway. Now look at the bottom left. Fulminating Flame Cage is up. He decides to charge his team tank anyway, because what are you going to do otherwise? He needs the points. So he charges in, and boom, 2/3 of the unit is dead. I love that spell. His BSB has a wound. I've got 7 wounds left. He doesn't have that many attacks on me. I mean, he's still frenzied, so there are a fair number, but there's a chance that Steam Tank can survive. Yeah, there's that. He's got a couple characters with wound each, but he has a Lore of Life. After combat, yeah, Hellebron killed enough knights, but I had 2 left. What I needed her to do was to kill 1 more knight, so that Karl Franz would slide into contact with her and then kill her. And that's what I was planning on her doing, and she didn't rise to the task. I needed her to kill 1 more. That was the plan. So, Empire turn 6. It looks like this. Steam Tank generates points. My plan is to lay down I do some grinding, and I want to lay down a flame template. So I grind only 1, and I want to lay down 3 steam points on a strength 4 breath weapon to deplete that unit. The only thing he has left on the table are his Shades, his Executioners, and Hellebron. So I'm going to magic the Shades, try to get those points. And I do. He's down to 1 Shade left, who fails his panic, is running away. So I get half points for the Shades. So there's a lot going on. I just forgot to take pictures. So this was epic. I do my grinding and kill him down to this much. He's got a champion and those 3 characters left, 1 on 1 wound. And he tries to kill the Steam Tank. He gets me down to 1 wound. And if I survive, I can lay down that strength 4 breath weapon. And if I can just kill the champion, I get points for that whole unit. Right now I have points, half points for the unit. The only person left is his mage. Strength 3. Strength freaking 3. And she hits the Steam Tank. She rolls a 6 to wound, and I roll a 1 armor save and die before I can lay down the flame template, costing me a couple hundred points. I easily could have killed the unit and maybe even a character or 2. And the characters, I'd get 150 points each for everyone that was dead. Strength 3. My opponent made a mistake with Hellebron. He should have issued a challenge. Well, I don't know if it would have mattered. Basically, he issued a challenge. He did not issue a challenge, so he killed the remaining knights and got those points. Then Karl Franz scooted in and killed her. If he'd issued a challenge, I would have had to refuse because Karl Franz cannot live through her. So Karl Franz would not have been able to attack, and she would have killed the unit, and then my warrior priest would have been touching her, and he would have had a chance to try to kill her, but I don't think he could. I think she's 3 wounds, and he only has 2 attacks on his horse. So I think he could have saved Hellebron, but he didn't. Karl Franz got her in the end. So when all was said and done, it was a resounding victory. I mean, all my opponent has left is what you see here and a single shade who's fleeing. But even with that, I didn't kill enough characters because he has 3 characters left alive. So I didn't get all the bonus points that I needed. I ended up getting about 3,500 points. I was very happy to have beaten the list. I was scared to death of this list, petrified of it, and it worked out nicely. So now I'm only slightly less petrified of it because so many things could have gone differently. That put me at roughly 18,200 points for the tournament. I'm sure that's not right. I've just been estimating as it went along, but it's 18 something for the tournament. I know that overall I took 14th place. I think if you did battle points alone, I don't know because these points aren't posted yet. They'll be posted the next few days, and I need to get this report done. I think if battle points alone, I would have been in 10th or 11th place, which means that painting and sportsmanship actually lowered my placing for the first time ever. And I'll talk about that more later, but we're using a painting checklist that I do not score very well on. And it's a big point of contention with me. I've complained about it. I think it's a very, I don't want to say unfair as much as just a stupid checklist to use. But it dropped me several places in the tournament. But I'm not going to let that sour my experience. I think battle points alone, taking 10th or 11th place out of 92 is very respectable. 4-1. My biggest complaint at the tournament was that the game I lost wasn't just that I lost it. I just really think I played a really poor game, and I beat myself up about mistakes I made. So I kind of miffed at myself in game 1, the mistake of the demigriffs that cost me many points. Game 2, just a stupid mistake that cost me the loss. And then my last 3 games were really, really strong. So I don't know why I kind of got a slow start to the tournament. Nevertheless, it ended like that. And yeah, can't complain. 14th place. So that's it for the tournament. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has several functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can favorite the video. I want you to know that I appreciate it when you do things like that. It feels much more interactive than simply me talking to a screen. So if you're willing to do so, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and you certainly are welcome to share this video on your blog or other websites if you are so inclined. Again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.